Hello everyone, this is BK from CocoZini. Today's tutorial is on how to make a pattern from extra small to extra large. A friend of mine reached out to me a few days ago and she wanted to make masks for every members of our church. So she reached out to me because she saw a face mask online and she couldn't understand how to draft it. So she sent it to me and I'm able to figure out how to draft it and also how to grade it from extra small to extra large. Why I'm drafting this for her, I decided to make a video. And when I'm done with the drafts of each of the pattern, I will transfer it into a cardboard and I will mail it to her. So if you're interested in making different kind of sizes of pattern, you might want to check this video out. Okay, let's get started. Grab a ruler, a pencil, and a paper, and we're going to draw a square which is 7 inches by 7 inches in size. So I've already drawn the left line of the square, which is 7 inches. I drew the bottom line of a square, which is 7 inches. So I'm drawing the top line of a square, which is also 7 inches, and the right side of a square, which is 7 inches. In other words, we have 7 inches square. On the left side of the square, or the right side, depending on where you're looking at it from, we're going to measure 2 inches from the bottom. Then we'll move to the other side, other corner, and we're going to measure 1.5 inches on that line. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe to get new tutorial uploads from me. Then we're going to join the line from the 2 inches to the 1.5 inches, like so. Then what we're going to do next is on that line over there, we're going to measure 3 inches and mark it. Then from the top, we're going to measure 2 inches and mark it. If you know anyone that would like to make different sizes of face mask, please share this pattern with them. On that top line, we're going to measure 1.5 inches and mark it. Then with our curve ruler or just a free hand, we can just join the 1.5 inches on top to the 2 inches on the side. You don't have to have a curve ruler to do this. You can just grab anything that is curvy and use it. And we're going to do the same from the 3 inches dots that we have on that line. We're going to connect it to the 1.5 dot that we have on the bottom line. So that is the curve of the front face mask. Like that. What we're going to do next is we're going to measure 2 inches from that line. Then we're going to draw a line joining the 2 inch from the both side lines, like that. So on that line, we're going to measure 1/2 inch. Then we're going to mark it. Then what we're going to do is we'll connect the 1/2 inch to the 2 inches that we have down there. Then also on that long line, we're going to measure 3 inches on that line. Remember, we're measuring from the beginning from the side line and not from the half line. So we're starting from the side line. Then what we have to do is we're just going to make a curve to connect that dot to the 1.5 dot on the top of the line, like so. And that's a mask. That's the draft, that's the pattern. Go ahead and cut out the pattern. And this is going to be a medium size pattern. Once again, if you know anyone that is struggling in finding different sizes of face mask pattern, please share this with them. This pattern has a 1/4 inch seam allowance in it. So you don't need to add a new seam allowance. It's already in it. That's what it looks like. So that's a medium size. So if you want to grade it up, you add 1/2 inch seam allowance for the large, and extra large is going to be 1 inch seam allowance. To grade it down, you deduct 1/2 inch seam, you grade down 1/2 inch seam allowance, and for extra small, you grade down 1 inch seam allowance. And to do this, first we're going to trace out the medium on a paper, like so. So this first one I'm going to show you, we're going to grade down 1/2 inch seam allowance. And that is how we're going to get the small size, like so. So I'm just measuring all those curves, I'm measuring everything around, and I'm using 1/2 inch measurement. So I'm tracing every curve and every corners and every line, and I'm just adding that 1/2 inch dots on each side of everything. So when I get done, I would just use my hand to connect all those dots. I mean, you don't have to be super perfect with this. And when I'm done connecting the dot, so that's a size small that I just got done. And when I'm done connecting the dot, I would just use my scissors to trace out that new line that I just connected. And that would be size small. And here it is. And this size could be for the teenagers. So I'm going to mark it teen. To trace out the extra small, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to trace out the medium. Remember, the medium is always going to be our start. So we're going to trace out the medium size again. And the extra small size could be for ages 2 to like 7 years old. So grab your ruler and let's start tracing 1 inch all around. So instead of 1/2 inch that we did for the small, for size small, because this is extra small, we'll be tracing 1 inch all around the medium pattern that we traced out. So I'm going to go ahead and keep tracing the dots. So it will be easy for me to use my hand to line it out when I'm done. So I am done here. Remember, for the extra small, we're tracing out 1 inch. And for the small, we're tracing out 1/2 inch. And all these patterns already have 1/4 inch seam allowance built into them. So you don't need to add extra seam allowance when you're cutting them out. And also another thing you can do is that you can use your small and you can just take 1/2 inch seam allowance in from it, and this will also give us the extra small. So I'm cutting out the extra small using the new line that I just measured, and here it is. So here is the medium, here is the small, and here is the extra small. Now those are grading down. Now we're going to grade up, which means we're going to measure our large. And to start, to do the large, we are going to grab a paper. We're going to trace out the medium again. And once you're done, we're going to start grading. But this time around, we're grading up for the large. So we'll be adding 1/2 inch allowance all around like I did in the last 2 patterns. But those last 2 we were grading inside, which means we were grading in. So this one we're grading out using 1/2 inch seam, and this will be for the large. So go ahead and trace it out like I'm doing right now, just like we did in the previous 2. And once you're done, you connect it like I'm doing here. And when you're done connecting, what we're going to do is that we're going to go ahead and cut it. So this time around, we're going to cut the outside line, unlike the previous one that we cut the inside line. So we're cutting the outside line, and that is the large. To do the extra large, you repeat the same thing that we just did for the large. So instead of using 1/2 inch, we're going to use 1 inch for the extra large. Then you will mark it and you grade it out, trace it, and cut it out. So that is it, guys. If you have any question on this, leave me a comment down below. I will make sure I respond to you. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to share this video in case you have anybody that needs or want to know how to draft a pattern or want to help in sewing masks for people. Until the next time, stay safe and God bless you. Bye.